New developments this afternoon in the coronavirus outbreak. This morning, the Iowa Funeral Directors Association says due to guidelines from the Centers for Disease Control, funerals will now be limited to no more than 50 people. The Des Moines Science Center just moments ago announced it would be closing today, and it will remain closed through March 27th. And just minutes ago, Prairie Meadows announced its plan to shut its doors. KCCI's Bo Bowman is live at Prairie Meadows in Altoona with the casino's plans. Bo?
They will officially close their doors today at 5 o'clock. That means the casino, that means the hotel, and even the racetrack, whose season has been pushed back indefinitely. The decision was made during a board meeting this morning. CEO Gary Palmer recommended it to the board, and it passed unanimously. All employees and staff members will be paid in full. That means their salaries, wages, and their benefits for the next 30 days. Palmer said it was one of the hardest decisions he's ever had to make.
Tough decision to make. We're affecting a lot of people's lives, from our employees to the horsemen, to guests, to vendors. But I think it's the right decision to make at this time.
The board has not yet decided when they will meet next to readdress when to reopen, but it will be before the end of that 30-day period where they will stop paying the employees and staff members. Live from the Prairie Meadows parking lot, Bo Bowman, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
All right, thanks for the update, Bo. Governor Reynolds' recommendation that school close for 4 weeks today let the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, the Iowa High School Athletic Association, the Iowa High School Music Association, and the Iowa High School Speech Association to cancel all spring activities during that time. That means no activities connected with those 4 organizations until at least April 10th. Well, after that date, activities will be limited to those involving 50 people or less for at least 4 additional weeks. Iowa lawmakers meet this afternoon at the State House to pause the legislative session. They're expected to pass emergency legislation to give Governor Reynolds more power to make decisions to react to the coronavirus outbreak. This will likely be the last time lawmakers will meet for 30 days. Well, part of today's decision will be to extend deadlines to prevent dead bills. They'll also see what other measures can be taken to protect working Iowans.
The ones I want to see passed are the ones that have to do with helping Iowans that are hourly wage earners or that will be losing money during this crisis. To me, it's extremely important that those folks are taken care of.
That vote is scheduled to take place at 1 this afternoon. The Iowa Department of Health set up tents outside the Capitol to do health screenings on everyone who enters the State House. Officials asked several questions: if the person had a cough or runny nose, and if the person has been out of the country. They also take the temperatures of anyone entering that State House. The Capitol is asking the public over age 60 with underlying health conditions to not come into the building. Well, Des Moines Mayor is asking everyone to do their part to flatten the curve of coronavirus. Over the weekend, Mayor Frank County issued a state of emergency and banned groups of 250 or more from gathering within the city. That includes the annual St. Patrick's Day parade, which was scheduled for tomorrow. Mayor says it's in direct response to the first reported community spread in the metro. Well, Mayor County says he's been on conference calls with other mayors in Los Angeles, New York, and Seattle. Says they warned him to take action now.
Whether it's in the gym, whether it's in the locker room, I think we've got to be very, very careful of those circumstances. Get your workout, do it outside, go up and down the sidewalks, but even when you approach people, maintain that distancing as you pass them.
Important message. Mayor County asks everyone to prepare for the uncertain future. He says more restrictions could be ahead, including lowering the amount of people who can meet in a group to less than 250. Well, happening today, employees at Athene in West Des Moines will return to work after everyone was sent home on Friday. The company says it was a precautionary measure and no employees are currently sick. Well, employees received a text message yesterday instructing them to return to work unless they're told otherwise. Here in Iowa, the AT&T store on Merle Hay Road will reopen after undergoing a deep cleaning. The store was shut down over the weekend after an employee reported feeling sick. The company says that employee came in contact with someone diagnosed with coronavirus. What's a question we've been getting? What should I do if I feel sick? First, do not walk into an ER or clinic. Public health officials say to call your doctor or your medical provider. If you do not have a primary care provider, call 211 and they will refer you to a clinic. Over the phone, your doctor or medical provider will discuss your symptoms to rule out the flu or another illness. They will then decide if you should come in and be tested. And again, public health officials want to stress, if you feel sick, do not walk into the ER or a hospital. It's important that instead you call ahead.